Here we're looking at the Dow. We see a huge move to the downside today, dropped 317 points. Look at this huge divergence that we've been seeing on the more recent action. This we could see right here. I mean, you can see that big, huge divergence as prices are trying to move higher, just not able to do it. Now we see huge volume to the downside, and I think we've been really starting to get very toppy here. We talked about this yesterday, and that we were very concerned. And in reality, prices hit our targets. Here we have the Dow. We hit the high of 17,151. That was the high, 150, 156. And so we said we should try to hit in that range, maybe 1750. I mean 150, and we hit 17,150, 156 on the high. So we were correct within about $1.57 or $1.56 on that, and we started seeing this pretty good corrective move. And I've been getting a little concerned, as I've been saying, is that we've been seeing huge divergence here, setting up for quite some time, and now we see this very, very big bar breaking down from 16,900 to 16,560. So we really had a huge move today, a 300-point move to the downside. And ever since we made our forecast on the 24th for a change in trend, which was really very, very, very close to the high here. Here is our if we draw our down arrow. This was the date that we called for the change in trend. And really, we've been seeing nothing but prices drop ever since. I mean, really, about a 500-point drop since we called that change in trend. So I've been pretty pleased with the call, and I hope everybody's been paying attention that this could really turn into a more aggressive move to the downside. So I would really suggest everyone to kind of protect your assets here, because I do think that this very likely will continue much, much lower and could be really signaling a longer term corrective action. I think if we do see any kind of bounce, I would be watching this 16,350 level, maybe 16,400. We clearly broke through the 100-day moving average very easily today. I think we'll see some follow through tomorrow, probably into the 16,400, 16,350 level. That is where it's going to be crucial that prices hold, and it probably will bounce maybe to the 16,720, and then that's where I think we start to really get toppy. Keep in mind, look at these prior swing highs here that really, from technical terms, should, because they were prior resistance, should be acting as prior new support, and it broke through very, very easily. Now, a lot of times that confuses people, because everybody says, "Oh, well, support is supposed to work," but you're really missing the point that when this kind of situation happens, you have the market that starts to constantly try to move higher, and then it's clear to everyone that it's not going to move higher. Well, the floodgates open, and it's not about really support levels going to hold. You got to allow a lot of the momentum to finish its move here, because it's just going to start to break through many of those points. But it also indicates a bigger, a more serious potential for the market to continue in that direction for a more sustained period. So I would watch that. As I said, if we're going to see any short-term if we're going to see any short-term kind of corrective or counter move, I would be watching it at those prior levels I just spoke about. You could see the momentum, and the volume really starting to increase. I do think we're just seeing the beginning of this, because I do think if I could guess where I think we just saw a major high, and could be a major high in the overall market, I think this would be the call, because it really hit every one of our important targets that we've had for quite some time, and that we've talked about. Anybody that's been paying attention to what we've been talking about for any length of time has known we've called those targets for quite some time, and all of them hit them, and now we're starting to see a very huge move in the downside. So I hope everybody was well prepared. Overall, I think even with our stocks, we've kind of held up pretty good, considering the big moves in the downside, and we're going to try to act accordingly. Regardless of where this goes, we're going to try to capitalize on that and make some money for everyone.